Do you end a letter with cordiali saluti or grazie mille? If you've ever wondered how to craft the perfect letter or email in Italian, you're in the right place. Whether you're writing to impress an employer, a contact, a consulate, or send a heartfelt note to friends in Italy, knowing the right words can make all the difference. In this video lesson, I'll guide you step by step through the art of writing both formal and informal letters in Italian. By the end, you'll know how to structure your message, choose the perfect greetings and closings, and avoid common mistakes that could derail your efforts. Plus, you'll gain confidence in expressing yourself with cultural awareness and finesse. But here's the catch. Italian letters are packed with subtle nuances that make them unique. Want to know the key phrases that can instantly elevate your message from me to magnifico? Well, stick around and I'll show you exactly how to make your letter stand out. And don't worry about taking notes, I've done all the hard work for you. To help you to practice what you're about to learn here today, make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet for this lesson. It includes all the vocabulary and examples you're about to see. Just click on the link in the description box below this video. Pronti? Iniziamo! Let's get started. So why should you learn how to write a letter in Italian? Well, learning to write letters in Italian is an excellent way to bring your language skills to life. Writing, much like reading, allows you to put all those grammar rules and vocabulary lessons that you've been working on into action, giving them real context. Plus, by composing letters, you're also honing your ability to express your thoughts and feelings in a different language. In more general, letters are still widely used for official communication in Italy, whether for formal requests, business inquiries, or job applications. So by mastering letter writing in Italian, you'll gain a valuable skill that may open doors in both your personal and professional life. The good news? Once you know the basic structure, writing a letter in Italian is actually pretty easy. The tone and style will just depend on who you're writing to. In this lesson, we'll break it down into two types of letters: formal for impressing bosses and officials, and informal for chatting with friends, family, or that Italian pen pal you've been meaning to catch up with. Let's start with how to write a formal letter or email in Italian. Now, when you're reaching out to someone you don't know personally, whether it's an individual or an organization, it's important to use a formal tone. In Italian, that means addressing the recipient with the formal you or lei. Because of that, you'll need to conjugate all verbs in the third person singular and capitalize anything related to lei, like possessive adjectives and pronouns. Not sure when to use the formal lei and the informal tu? Make sure you watch my video lesson right here. So here are some handy guidelines to help you craft clear and respectful formal emails and letters in Italian. Starting with the header. Now, while in emails, both the sender and recipient are automatically visible, when writing a letter on paper, it's essential to include both your address and the recipient's address. Here's how to do it. As the mittente, sender, place your name and address at the top left corner of the letter. Next, write the name and address of the destinatario, recipient, in the top right corner. The exact format will vary depending on who you are writing to. Here are some formulas to follow and when to use them. The first one is adding a formal adjective, the recipient's title, full name, and full mailing address. This is the standard format when writing to individuals. Spettabile. Company name, full mailing address. This is the standard format when you write to a company and don't have a specific person to address. This is the abbreviated form of spettabile. A chi di competenza. A chi di dovere. Company name, full mailing address. If you don't know the person and you want to write a letter directed to the right apartment, these phrases are like saying to whom it may concern in Italian. Alla cortese attenzione della. The recipient's title and full name or department name. Company name, full mailing address, if you are addressing a specific department or person within the company. Alla cortese attenzione della. This translates to for the kind attention of in English.
Al,
Plus the name of the public institution. Use the articles al or alla followed by the name of the institution or government body, such as
Ministero della Cultura.
Ministry of Culture. Formal adjectives that are commonly used to show respect in formal Italian letters are
Egregio, egregia.
esteemed, this is quite formal.
Gentile,
Dear, a bit less formal, usually used when you know the person you are writing to.
spettabile,
This formal adjective is used when writing to companies or businesses. While there isn't a direct equivalent in English, it's similar to addressing a letter with esteemed. For example, if I were to send my CV to Barilla, I would address it as
spettabile barilla.
For very formal situations, such as writing to someone with a notable position or title, think deans and officials, you might want to be even more respectful and use these adjectives.
Illustre,
Illustrious,
illustrissimo, illustrissima.
most illustrious.
Esimio,
Eminent,
stimatissimo, stimatissima.
most respected.
Chiarissimo, chiarissima.
Distinguished. Here's a handy list of possible recipients' titles with their abbreviations.
Signore,
Mr.,
signori,
Messrs.,
signora,
Mrs.,
signorina.
Miss,
Architetto,
Architect,
avvocato,
Lawyer,
dottore, dottoressa.
Doctor. This applies to anyone with a university degree, not just medical doctors.
Ingegnere,
Engineer,
professore,
Professor,
geometra,
Surveyor,
ragioniere.
Accountant. Attenzione! Abbreviations are typically used when they are followed by the person's last name. If you are not using the last name, you can write out the title in full, such as
Dottoressa, professore.
Finally, this is how to write an Italian address. First and last name with the conventions listed earlier, street name and house number, followed by the postcode, city and province in brackets, and then the country. For example, you'd write it like this.
Rosa Bianchi, via Chianti 10, 22021, Bellagio, Como, Italia.
Next, we add the location of date and when you're writing. This usually goes in the top right-hand corner of the letter, just after the recipient's details. Start with the location, add a comma, and then the date. For example,
Roma, 28 ottobre 2024.
with the day in numbers, the month in letters, starting with a lowercase letter, and the years in numbers. Finally, we always conclude the purpose of the letter, which is called
Oggetto.
literally object. In emails, this is covered in the subject line, so you don't need to repeat it in the message body. Keep it clear and concise. It's best to start with a noun without an article, such as
Convocazione riunione straordinaria.
call for special meeting,
Nomina nuovo direttore.
appointment of new director. Are you enjoying this lesson? Don't let the learning stop here. Make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet for this lesson, which you'll find a link to below this video. Now let's take a look at formal greetings and introductions. A well-crafted letter begins with an appropriate greeting, which sets a respectful tone for the rest of the message. When writing formal emails and letters in Italian, it's customary to repeat the formal adjective and the title used in the recipient details. The greeting section should end with a comma, and the introduction text follows on a new line. Here are some standard greetings that you can use.
Egregio signor Rossi.
Esteemed Mr. Rossi.
Egregia dottoressa Bianchi.
Esteemed Dr. Bianchi.
Gentile signor Ferrari.
Dear Mr. Ferrari.
Gentile professoressa Costa.
Dear Professor Costa.
Buongiorno signorina Romano.
Good morning, Miss Romano. And here are some useful phrases to set the context.
Come da accordi telefonici. Come anticipato telefonicamente, via email.
As agreed upon by phone. As discussed via phone or email. Use this when continuing a conversation or following up, ensuring clarity.
In base a quanto detto nel precedente scambio.
Based on what was discussed in the previous exchange. Use this when referencing something discussed in your last exchange to smoothly continue the conversation.
In risposta alla sua, vostra comunicazione, mail.
In response to your communication, email. Use this to reply directly to a specific message from the recipient.
In riferimento alla sua, vostra richiesta.
In reference to your request. Use this when replying to a specific request.
La presente per segnalarle che. Con la presente si comunica che.
This is to inform you that. This is often used to convey dates, changes, or announcements in a clear and respectful way, making it ideal for formal notifications.
La contatto in merito a.
I'm writing to you regarding. This is ideal for introducing a new topic or revisiting a previous one, ensuring clarity from the beginning.
In riferimento all'oggetto si comunica.
With reference to the subject, we communicate that. This is a formal way to acknowledge the topic at hand and provide specific information related to it, ensuring alignment with the subject line. Now let's move on to the body. This is where you explain the reason for your letter in detail and outline any requests you may have. Keep your sentences brief and clear. It's also helpful to brush up on the subjunctive mood, as it's frequently used in formal Italian communication, especially for polite requests. Now, to learn more about how to use the subjunctive in Italian, make sure you watch my video lesson right here. Common phrases that you can use in the body of a formal letter or email in Italian include
Le chiedo.
I ask you. This is a polite and direct expression for making a request.
Avrei bisogno di.
I would need. This is a gentle way to express a need.
Mi rivolgo a lei perché.
I'm reaching out to you because. This is used to introduce your purpose for writing and makes it clear that you're addressing the recipient respectfully.
Ho il piacere di annunciarle che.
I am pleased to announce to you that. This is used to share good news or formal announcements.
Sono spiacente di informarla che.
I regret to inform you. When you have unfortunate news or a decision that might not be what the recipient hopes for, use this phrase.
Sono lieto di invitarla.
I am pleased to invite you. This is to formally invite the recipient to an event, meeting, or gathering.
La invitiamo a verificare.
We invite you to verify. This gently prompts the recipient to take action, like confirming or checking information.
Siamo dunque lieti di comunicarle che.
We are therefore pleased to inform you that. This is often used by companies or organizations to formally notify someone of good news, such as the outcome of a request, approval, or a positive development.
Penso potrebbe interessarle.
I think it may interest you that. This is used to suggest something that might catch the recipient's attention in a friendly way.
Potrebbe essere così gentile da.
Could you be so kind as to? This is a very polite way to ask for help or a favor, showing respect for the recipient's time and efforts.
Le sarei grata, se potesse.
I would be grateful if you could. This is another respectful way to ask for help or a favor.
Il dottor Rossi, che ci legge in copia.
Dr. Rossi, who is reading us in copy. This phrase is used to politely indicate that Dr. Rossi is CC'd on the email. Now it's time to wrap things up with a nice and polite closing. But how do you end a formal letter in Italian? Use one of these phrases.
Distinti saluti.
Kind regards. Use this when you want to keep things formal, especially in business correspondence.
Cordiali saluti.
Best regards. This is slightly less formal than distinti saluti and works great for both business and personal communications, especially if you have an established relationship with the recipient.
Cordialmente.
Sincerely. Use this when you want to convey a friendly tone.
Ringraziando per la cortese attenzione, colgo l'occasione per porgere distinti, cordiali saluti.
Thank you for your kind attention. I take this opportunity to extend my best regards. This is especially fitting when you want to show appreciation while maintaining a respectful tone.
In caso di dubbi e/o domande, non esiti a contattarci telefonicamente o via email.
If you have any doubts or questions, please don't hesitate to contact us by phone or email. This is a great way to encourage further communication, ensuring the recipient knows you're there to help. Now, if you want to say, "I'm looking forward to hearing from you" in Italian and encourage someone to respond, here are some phrases that you can use.
In attesa di un suo gradito riscontro, la ringrazio e la saluto cordialmente.
I look forward to your kind response. Thank you and best regards.
Rimanendo in attesa di un suo cortese riscontro, porgo distinti saluti.
While waiting for your kind reply, I extend my sincere regards.
In attesa di una sua risposta, resto a disposizione per eventuali chiarimenti.
While waiting for your reply, I remain available for any clarifications.
Resto in attesa di un suo gentile riscontro e la saluto cordialmente.
I look forward to your kind reply and send you my warm regards.
Ringraziando anticipatamente per la disponibilità, collaborazione, porgo distinti saluti.
Thank you in advance for your availability, collaboration. I extend my sincere regards. To close the letter, make sure you place your signature at the bottom right corner. Use both your first name and last name, never just your first name. Now, if you're sending a document along with your email or letter, your signature can be followed by a list of attachments. You can introduce this list with one of the following phrases.
In allegato invio.
Please find attached.
Allego.
I am attaching.
Allego alla presente.
I am attaching the following. Now let's take a look at an example of a formal letter or email in Italian.
Oggetto. Richiesta di informazioni. Gentile signora Bianchi, come anticipato telefonicamente, la contatto per richiedere informazioni riguardanti il programma di eventi del Festival letterario della prossima settimana. Le sarei grata se potesse fornirmi tutto il materiale a disposizione, così da poter scrivere un articolo per il giornale locale. In attesa di un suo gradito riscontro, la ringrazio e la saluto cordialmente. Michele Frolla.
Are you enjoying this lesson? Don't let the learning stop here. Make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet, which you'll find a link to below this video. Now let's move on how to write an informal email or letter in Italian. Now, when writing an informal email or letter in Italian to friends, family, or people with whom you share a friendly relationship, like close colleagues, the tone becomes more casual and more personal, similar to spoken language. However, the structure is similar to formal writing, and there are still a few guidelines to follow. Let's start with some common informal Italian greetings and introductions to open the communication.
Ciao Anna, come stai?
Hello Anna, how are you? This is a simple, friendly way to start a conversation that shows interest in how the person is doing.
Ciao Claudio, che bello sentirti.
Hello Claudio, it's nice to hear from you. Use this when responding to someone you haven't spoken to in a while, or when you're genuinely pleased to hear from that person.
Ehi Sara, come te la passi?
Hey Sarah, how's it going? This is very casual and informal. This is best suited for close friends or peers.
Carissimi Giulia e Andrea, è da tanto che non ci sentiamo. Come state?
Dearest Julia and Andrea, it's been a while since we last spoke. How are you? This is great for reconnecting in a warm, friendly way. Saying,
Carissimo, carissima, carissimi, carissime.
in particular, is very affectionate.
Caro, cara Luigi, Spero che tu stia bene.
Dear Luigi, I hope you're well. Friendly but a bit more formal, this is often used in professional emails when there's a friendly or respectful relationship.
Buongiorno, Matteo. Tutto bene?
Good morning, Matteo. Everything's good? This is good for any relationship that's not too close, such as work or shopping inquiries. Now let's move on to the body of an informal letter or email. Keep things friendly and conversational. Besides focusing on the present tense, you want to brush up on the passato prossimo and imperfetto, along with some conditional and imperative forms to really bring your message to life. Plus, adding a few idioms and sayings can add an extra touch of personality to your writing. Now, to learn how to use all 15 tenses in Italian, you can watch my video lesson right here. Now, here are some phrases that you can use that will come in handy when writing a letter or email in informal Italian.
Ti scrivo perché. Scrivo per.
I'm writing to. This is perfect for letting the recipient know your main reason for writing.
Vorrei chiederti se.
I would like to ask you if. This is a nice way to make a request or seek information.
Sono stata molto felice di ricevere la tua email, lettera.
I was very happy to receive your email, letter. This friendly phrase shows that you value their communication.
Mi ha fatto molto piacere avere tue notizie.
It was so nice to hear from you. This is another great way to express happiness after receiving recent news from the recipient, encouraging ongoing communication.
Scusa se non ho risposto prima, ma
Sorry for not replying sooner, but use this to apologize for a late response.
che ne dici di?
How about use this to make plans or suggestions?
Potresti per favore?
Could you please? When you need to ask for something, this is your go-to phrase.
Mi piacerebbe sapere che cosa ne pensi di.
I'd love to know what you think about. Use this to encourage the recipient to share their thoughts, showing that you value their opinion.
Non sai quanto mi dispiace, ma purtroppo.
You don't know how sorry I am, but unfortunately, this is a thoughtful way for expressing regret or disappointment when you have to deliver unfortunate news or say no to a request. When it comes to closing a letter in informal Italian, you have a ton of great options that really express warmth, affection, or just a laid-back goodbye. Here are some popular informal expressions that you can use.
Grazie.
Thanks. Thank you.
Grazie mille.
Many thanks. Thank you very much.
Saluti.
Greetings.
Un caro saluto.
A warm greeting.
Un abbraccio.
A hug.
Ti abbraccio forte.
A big hug.
Un bacione.
A kiss. A big kiss.
Tanti baci.
Many kisses.
Con affetto.
With love.
A presto.
See you soon.
Alla prossima.
Until next time.
Adesso ti lascio. Scrivimi presto.
I'll leave you now. Write me soon.
Spero di ricevere presto tue notizie.
I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
Fammi sapere.
Let me know.
Fatti sentire.
Get in touch.
Stammi bene.
Take care.
Buona giornata. Buon fine settimana.
Have a nice day, weekend. Finally, place your signature at the bottom right corner. Just your first name is perfect. It keeps things informal and more personal. Now, if you'd like to throw in a quick note, you can add a PS, which is short for the Latin postscriptum, which means after the writing, for an extra piece of info. Or if there's something important that you want to clarify, you can use NB, which stands for nota bene, literally note well. Now let's take a look at an example of an informal email or letter in Italian. Take a look.
Oggetto. Info per articolo. Cara Elisa, è da tanto che non ci sentiamo. Come stai? Ti scrivo perché avrei bisogno di informazioni riguardo il programma di eventi del Festival letterario della prossima settimana. So che te ne stai occupando tu. Potresti, per favore, inviarmi tutto il materiale disponibile, così scrivo un articolo per il giornale locale. Fammi sapere. Un abbraccio. Michele. PS. Quando ci vediamo?
Now here is a handy list of vocabulary that can help you when talking about emails and letters in Italian. Take a look.
La lettera.
Letter,
La posta elettronica.
email,
La posta elettronica certificata. PEC.
certified email,
Il mittente.
sender,
Il destinatario.
recipient,
L'oggetto.
subject,
La busta.
envelope,
Il timbro.
stamp. This refers to an ink stamp.
Il francobollo.
Postage stamp,
Affrancare.
to stamp,
Spedire. Inviare.
to send,
Rispondere.
to reply,
L'indirizzo.
address,
La buca delle lettere.
mailbox,
L'ufficio postale.
post office,
Posta ordinaria.
regular mail,
Posta prioritaria.
express delivery service,
Raccomandata.
registered mail. Now, to continue your learning and to help you practice everything you've learned here today, make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet for this lesson, which you'll find a link to below this video. If you enjoyed this lesson, then you'll love Intrepid Italian, my series of online self-paced video courses that break down everything you need to know about Italian using my unique 80-20 method. More details in the description below. And if you enjoyed this lesson, don't miss my lesson on how to use all 15 Italian tenses, which you can do by watching this video right here. Plus, if you want to master Italian word order and sentence structure, this video right here is for you. In the meantime, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on those notifications so you get an alert when I post more video lessons like this one. Until next time, un abbraccio! Ciao!